I don't know how this happened. What's up guys, Caleb with Black Pearl Media. Thanks for stopping by. I have an interesting video today. I've been wanting to do this ever since I started the challenge, but I decided to do it today. I'm going to go over how I got my car and the modifications I've done to it over the last like 4 years, a little over 4 years. So let's get into the video right now. So it all goes back to February 28th, 2015 when I picked up my first 350Z. It was a 2004 base model, silver. Didn't have a lot going for it, but I was super excited to get it. It was my first rear-wheel drive car. I thought it was probably the fastest car on the road, and I got it for a good deal. I think I paid $6,400 for it, had around 100,000 miles, and I drove it for that year pretty much. Didn't do very much to it. I think I swapped the wheels out, gave it a Borla exhaust, but I had a lot of fun driving it. 6-speed manual was awesome. But one day at work, we get a phone call. Actually, funny story, me and my buddy Jordan, we drove RZs to work. I had gotten him the job. It was like our first payday Friday, and we both took our Zs into work. He had an orange one, I had my silver one, and we parked in front of this junky van that we used to have at work. And while we were at a job site, we were on our way back from the job site, we get a phone call, and my buddy Shorty was like, hey, the fire department's here, your cars are on fire. We didn't believe it. We're like, okay, Shorty, whatever, our cars are on fire, woo.
Okay, look, man, I'm sorry for your car, bro, but your cars are both in danger right now. The truck is started to explode, and it has a full tank, bro. Damn it.
The truck had caught fire. It melted the rear ends of both of our cars and ended up totaling them out. So it was a pretty dramatic day. Made the local newspaper. It was a lot of fun. So anyways, the insurance payout for my car was like over $11,000. So I ended up taking that money and investing it into another 350Z, but a 2008 HR. There's all sorts of arguments online versus the DE and the HR. I've owned them both. I think that the HR is obviously better. But I have love for the DE. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I enjoyed it when I owned it, and I'd own another one. Started to put money into it. I started taking it to shows. I even won the Yukon Car Show in 2003. No, it was the 13th annual. So I think it was like 2016 or 2017. But that was really cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and read off all the modifications I have so far. And then I have the price of everything combined once I get to the end of it. So it's a little depressing. Okay, so for the modifications, I'm going to be breaking them down into 3 different categories, and the first one is going to be aesthetics. The other one is going to be handling and performance, and the last one's going to be power. Now, I start with aesthetics because when I was first building the car, I was doing a lot of car shows, I wanted a lot of pictures taken, and I think a lot of car guys kind of start out that way, but after I kind of got bored with the scene, I had a taste of autocross, and then I did some track nights in America, and I loved it. I was hooked, so I kind of changed gears a little bit. So I have this taped up in front of me, so if you see me looking over there, that's what I'm doing. So one of the first things that I started to do on my car was, more inexpensive things. So I did a bumper tuck. So that's when you just take the rear bumper, you take the clips off, and you just self-tap those things right up. Exposes the exhaust a little bit, and I kind of I dig the look. I digged it back then, I still dig it now. Then I got some carbon fiber side skirts, so my buddy Scott helped me build them. He had them for me. He helped me test fit them up. So Scott, thanks for doing that. You're awesome. I did the angry eyes, so there's like little add-ons you can put on the front of the lights to give it like more aggressive and angry look. I love those. I think they're great. And they're like $80, so not too bad. I tinted the car. I think that was like one of the first things I ever did to the car. I did the G37 splash guards, and I had those painted. The front bumper is an AMS GT front bumper. That was an expensive one, and I ended up crashing into my buddy and ended up splitting it, but I went ahead and drift stitched it, and that made a fun project for last winter, and it gives the car some character. I kind of like it now. I have the Zecutech rear louvers. I really like this aesthetic mod. I think it's probably one of the best ones that complements the Z platform. You know, I may be alone in that. I know there's other people that like them, but I really, really dig them. Then I got the full vinyl wrap. So it's vinyl wrapped a midnight camo, like an urban digital camo, and I think that is amazing. Like, I will definitely be vinyl wrapping more cars in the future, and probably a lot of them will be a camo wrap, to be honest. Like, I thought it was going to be like a phase. This was like 2 years ago. Every single time I look at it, I think it's perfect. I love it. I also have the VicRez duckbill spoiler. It's kind of like the Rocket Bunny style, and I think that's how you pronounce it, VicRez. If it's not, someone can correct me, but I don't know. For me, it didn't really work out that well. I put double-sided tape on it, but my car was black at the time, and the sun would heat it up and melt that plastic, and it almost fell off like multiple times. I eventually had to rivet it down, and it didn't even, I should have put some more rivets in it because it's a little wavy, but I don't care anymore. I used to care about that stuff, but I really don't. It's not perfect, but that's fine. And then I also have like a weighted shift knob. That's another small item, but it does feel good in the hand. It weighs like almost twice as much as the original shift knob, and that weight just, I don't know, it feels like it's a smoother shift, and that could be all up here, but who knows. Then I got the bride seats. So this kind of ties in with the performance aspect because they really are great seats. They're Digo Type R's. I got them out of a wrecked Civic project that this guy was working on in Rhode Island. Drove all the way out there like 3 hours to pick them up, and they have been awesome. I modified them so that they can still slide forward and back. They're adjustable, and they hug me really, really well, so it's really good. Now we're getting into the performance side of it, starting with coilovers. So coilovers are an awesome modification. I spent so much time researching them and years without getting them, and as soon as I installed them, I was like, why didn't I install these first? Like, why wasn't this the first modification I did? It makes your car look good, and the handling increase was amazing, especially for our chassis. Coilovers are really good, but get some quality coilovers. I mean, you can get the junk ones, and the ride quality is going to be kind of shot, but I mean, half decent set of coilovers will be fine. I got the PBM Max Pro Sport coilovers, and they've been really, really good to me. Moving over to like suspension, I went ahead and got the Hotchkiss sway bars. I got the Z1 upper and lower control arms with end links. I have I got the Akebono big brake kit with the rotors and the pads. I think they were Hawks, but I'm not 100% sure. And braided brake lines, so definitely got to upgrade those brake lines. So those have been a great upgrade.
Nice.
Now moving over to wheels and tires, I'm running a set of Enkeys. They're 18s. I'm running 275 RE71Rs for tires in the back, and I think I'm running 265 or 255 in the front. I got to get the front bigger. I think I'm going to go a square set next time, 275s all around, or even 285s. So we'll see what's going on. I also had my fenders rolled in the rear just to fit them. I also have the Jim Wolf Technology lightweight flywheel and clutch package, and I think it takes that flywheel from 50 pounds down to like 13 pounds or something like that. So it revs pretty quickly, and it dropped like 40 pounds, so it's pretty good. Now to go to the power side of things. I just did full bolt-on and tune for right now. My setup currently is AEM intakes. I have Motordyne Art test pipes, and then I have True Dual HKS exhaust, and I have a tune. So I picked up only about like 18 horsepower, wheel horsepower on the dyno. Right under 300. I am like 294, 296, something like that. But the tune did more than I thought it was going to. It kind of woke the whole car up. The responsiveness was improved greatly, And maybe it's just one of those mental things where I just think it's like night and day, but it literally felt like night and day when I drove in there, and when I drove back home, I was like, this thing feels way faster than just like 18 horsepower increase. I forget how much torque. It was probably right around 16, 17 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. But honestly, I felt like a big difference, and my check engine light went away, so that was pretty cool. But that's it. That's about all I have done to the car right now. I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen exactly how much it cost, and I can't believe it cost that much. Ooh, look at that number. But in retrospect, some of those items I did get for a better price because I got them used, and things like the exhaust and the intakes were on the car before I got it, so I can deduct a little bit of money for that too. So that was really good. Not complaining there. I'm also thinking about doing a video like this on my truck because I've dumped more into my truck than I probably should have. But yeah, this is my 350Z build, 08 HR, and I really like where it is right now, but I'm going to keep pushing the envelope. I'm going to try and go forced induction this year if I can swing it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. If you have any questions on any of the mods that I put in, please leave a link down below. I'd love to answer your questions. I'm definitely not an expert, but I can give you a first-hand owner's opinion on those mods and what are going to be the best. I'm also thinking about doing another video where if I could redo this whole build, if I got another 350Z, what are the 5 top mods that I would do first? So stick around, drop the subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Caleb with Black Pearl Media, and I will see you on the next video.